last meeting, haven't we? So, up to the members we have for volunteers or members to propose or someone to chair the meeting.
Excuse me, Clark, has the Deputy Chair put in his apology?
Yes, he has.
So we've got the Chairman on, and then we've got the Deputy Chairman on.
Yes, we have.
That's a brilliant piece of organising.
You've got stress, we can't organise it, we've got stress, we can't organise it.
You're going to chair it then, right?
Yeah,
Excuse me, can you tell me what the standing orders say about quorum? What number is the quorum?
Quorum is a third.
Sorry?
Quorum is a third.
Third. Is that what the standing orders say?
right, we've got 6 questions for that. 5 minutes each. Should take us some time. First one.
Excuse me, can we turn things off so we can hear you, please? The meters can't hear you. Sorry about that, but you just can't. Thank you. Brian? No.
Time to have some microphones.
What?
Time, yeah.
Next to stand. I can hear now.
The first question is from Mr. Sadler.
Would the council add their voice to mine and petition some of the local landowners who have unofficial footpaths on their land? I've been trying to register some footpaths for quite a while now, and I'm not really getting much in the way of help from RMBC or any of the local landowners. I wondered if the council would help out, and if I can give you some names and addresses of the local landowners, you could write to them and ask them to recognise the rights of way that exist on their land, albeit unofficially. So if the land is developed in the future, we can keep access open for the general public.
Well, I think we can write to these people and first of all get their point of view on this, what they're bringing us, and see where we go from there. I don't have any problems with keeping the footpath. So we'll do that.
Thank you.
Pass the details.
Oh, I'll email them to you.
Next one's Mary Matthews.
I live at the top of Logan's Hill and Quarry Lane, and you've put some new bumps on Quarry Lane, and the other day the council came and put a signpost up. And when drivers are coming round that corner, they can't see it because you're more concentrating on coming round the corner. In fact, over the years, that bus stop, which is another 40 foot down, has been demolished by a driver going into it because he's taken the corner too far. The signpost definitely needs to be up, but it needs putting in a proper place.
There's a traffic meeting tomorrow around the 10. I'll be going to that meeting tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Subjective.
Lovely, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Matthews. Next one from David Smith.
Before I ask the question, Mr. Chairman, can I just point out that the clerk's job is not to sanitise minutes, but to actually write a record, a true record of the meeting. Not to sanitise it, not to change it, not to censor it. So in future, would you mind just doing the proper minutes? Right, my question is does this council believe that our 2 Labour Borough councillors should be censured for putting party politics before the wishes of the Dinnington electorate? That's going to be quiet, isn't it?
Let me question, I don't know what you're talking about.
You've no idea what I'm talking
No.
about? Okay. Do you want me to ask a question again?
Ask the question.
Right. Does the council believe that our 2 Labour Borough councillors should be censured for putting party politics before the wishes of the Dinnington electorate? Simple question.
Well, that's a borough question, isn't it? The borough question.
No, the borough councillors represent Dinnington. Dinnington, this is Dinnington Town Council. Dinnington Town Council represents the people of Dinnington. Why should it be a borough question? It's about Dinnington Borough Councillors to Dinnington Town Council. Let's look,
Why have they put party politics?
Okay, I'll explain it to you then. At September council meeting, right, Councillor Tweed assured us that he and Councillor Avenham would vote against the core strategy, right, which is about building on Greenbelt. Said they vote against the core strategy in line with the wishes of our town council. Now our town council represent the people of Dinnington. They failed to carry this out, and when questioned about this at the October meeting, Councillor Tweed stated, and I quote, "We had done a deal with the leader to be allowed to vote against it, but the leader had changed. So here we've got 2 borough councillors who are supposed to represent us, not the party, us, the people of Dinnington. So we've got 2 borough councillors who were doing a deal with party leader so they could vote against it. So they're not, instead of putting the wishes of the people of Dinnington and this council, because this council again is supposedly representing us, and this council has consistently voted against the core strategy and building on the Greenbelt. So instead of putting it first, they put party politics first. Now, the question then becomes this. What would Councillor Tweed and Avenham have done had the leader said to them, no, you have to vote with the party, your request has been denied? So, would they have blindly followed party line, which I suggest that they would, it's obvious that they would. So, they should be warned about the future conduct, because they're there to put the interests of Dinnington people forward at Rotherham Borough Council, not the Labour Party's policies, not anybody else's policies, ours. Now, they said they were going to vote against the core strategy. They sat on their hands and they didn't vote against it. They didn't speak against it, they didn't vote against it. They let down the people of Dinnington who elected them. So this council should warn them that they're supposed to represent us and not the Labour Party when they get to Rotherham Borough Council meetings.
I don't think you were representing the Labour Party, you were representing with the leader of the council in order, not the Labour Party. The Labour Party...
Mr Chairman, on a point of order, Mr Chairman.
Can I just say there was a party whip at that vote. There was a party whip where they had to vote with it. They were not allowed to vote against. A party whip is a Labour Party whip.
I'm not going to say too much because Councillor Tweed in here, but we didn't vote for it, we abstained from the vote.
That means you did represent us.
We did.
You said, Tweed said, you two were going to vote against it. This council is against it. You two sit here as town councillors and borough councillors, and you voted, wait a minute, I haven't finished. You voted, along with the rest of the town council, you voted against the core strategy.
No, I didn't. But I represent the whole of Dinnington, not just you and what you said.
Right.
The town council, just me, wait a minute, the town council has voted on several occasions, no you haven't, and neither has the council, because none of you have got the guts to speak up. Wait a minute, Chairman.
Question now. I want to answer it now.
No you're not, you're going to wait until I finish what I'm saying, I'm already on my feet. What happened was, they said they were going to vote against it.
I'm going to finish this now.
Right? You're not, I can assure you.
We're not going to censor them. They did what they had to do at the time.
No, they did not. No, they did not. No, they did not. They were told from this council, they represent the people of Dinnington. I'm not going to stand by, I'm not going to allow you to do it again, Mr. Chairman. These people stand for Dinnington. They stand for the electorate of Dinnington. The electorate of Dinnington are against building on Greenbelt. This town council has consistently, unanimously, along with them two, they've unanimously voted on several occasions against building on the Greenbelt. Yes. They said they were going to vote against it. They also said they'd done a deal with the leader of the Labour Party in Rotherham.
Said that.
Oh, so you're saying... Right, so you didn't do a deal then. You didn't do a deal then. So why didn't you vote against it then? Why did you not vote against it? Why did you not vote against it? You should have voted against it. That's what you said you were going to do. So you're not fit to hold office. You're not fit to hold office in Dinnington.
Just stop shouting.
I'm telling you now, we're not going to censor them. That's fine.
I didn't ask you to. I asked all of the council. So you're not going to put it to a vote then?
No.
So this council rides roughshod over all these people in Dinnington. You lot are making your own decisions. You're going against what we're saying as a people, as a group. You're actually telling us that you're going to follow party line. These two borough councillors can go into Rotherham Borough Council, vote any way they want, whether or not Dinnington says that's not where we want you to vote.
If they'd have voted for it, and they give you credit. But they abstained.
That's not it. Well, that's even worse. That's even worse.
They were overwhelming vote. It was overwhelming vote.
Yeah, how many abstained?
That's not the point. The point is...
We're not going to censor them.
The point is... I'm not shouting, I have to talk loud because you don't have any microphone.
So
the point is that I don't care whether it were 900 to 1. They were mandated to vote against it. They said they'd done a deal with the leader of the council, so they were following party line. They sat on their hands. They didn't vote against it. Sitting on their hands is the same as voting for it.
You can say that, or you're going over and over again. We've heard you. And I'm telling you now, we're not going to censor them.
Well, it's very quick to do that. But I'll tell you something. The people of Dinnington will censor them in May next year.
Well, that's it. That's it, isn't it? You'll have your chance then. But see who else is going to put up. Eh? See how long they'll last. When you put up against them. See what you've got to offer these people who put it up. What their record is.
You're out of order, Mr. Chairman, because you're talking rubbish and you're talking party political again. So you have no right. You have no rights to stand up and come out with that kind of rubbish in here. You have no right to do that.
Right, next question.
Can I just have some additional information to that, please? I've had my hand up for the last 10 minutes. Just for additional information, it's not having a pop at anybody, but our MP who represents the Labour Party, whether you vote for him or not, says what happened at the town hall on the day in question was wrong. They should have not been whipped into doing anything, and that's come from the top. So I think Dave's quite rightly entitled to ask that question, and it should be debated, and that's not to have a pop at anybody. What they was told to do, whether you support them or you don't, was wrong. So let's make it clear that even his own Labour MP said it was wrong what happened. Thank you.
Mr Chairman, as well, can we have some due process at the meeting? You've stood up and said we're not going to censure them. What due process have you gone through to come to that conclusion? You've not asked the other councillors, you've not had a vote. You're standing up and speaking for the council without taking a vote or asking anybody's opinion. You're chairing a meeting.
I'll ask the council, do you support me? We're not going to censure.
100% right.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
You're all a disgrace.
Ask if there's any against. Ask if there's any against, Mr Chairman.
Is any
Any against?
Thank you.
Right.
Well done, Scotty.
Next question from Ms. Cole.
I'll withdraw my question. Actually, there's far more important matters to discuss this evening.
Next question, Mr. G. Captain.
What is the council's response to the Sites and Policies consultation showing that Dinnington will take almost all of the development in this area? There'll be none for Northampton. They've managed to dump it onto Dinnington. And also, what is the response of the proposed 70-acre industrial site at Todwick Crossroads? Even though we've got 43 acres of land that they can't sell. And that will have a massive effect on people in Dinnington of the whole area. Are you for it or are you against it?
No. Yeah, open it to members to debate.
Chair, I think given that we've already given our voice to be against your strategy, then I would imagine that the same follows. If we're against building on Greenbelt, we're against building on Greenbelt, we voted against the core strategy, we put that into the consultation, and I would imagine that we will follow that up here as well.
Thanks, Jackie. You've just admitted now that you voted against the core strategy. Yet your sister at the side of you didn't vote against it.
Council voted
Your
against
councillor at the
it.
side of you then, James
Town
Abraham,
council,
didn't vote
and as I
against it.
understand it, because I was actually at the meeting where the town council voted against it.
What is the...
However,
Can we stick to the
when
question?
we're in a democracy, you have to go with what the majority said.
We're in anything but a democracy. Come on. This is the whole problem. This is the whole problem in this area. RMBC is not democratic.
And also, this council, that industrial site, in proper locations, we've never opposed industry and jobs.
We don't. No, it's on Greenbelt. You've got enough in
It's on Greenbelt land, and what they've told us, we need houses.
We need industry.
We don't need a
houses.
70-acre industrial site when we've got loads and loads of empty units and 43 acres that they can't sell. Why the hell do we want to build
Again,
70 acres?
RMBC promised they would not build any more
Just a
industrial
minute,
estates.
RMBC told the inspector at the core strategy hearings that they could not build on that site because of the birds of the overwintering of the golden plover and the ecology of the area, believe it or not. And now they come along, now the inspector's gone, they're telling us it's all right to build industry. Are the golden plover looking for work now? Well, they are migrants. Put it, they are migrants, they just overwinter here, then they go home. So obviously they could be looking for work.
Can I comment, Mr. Chair?
Can I ask you to just expand on that? Are you for the 70-acre industrial site at Todwick Crossroads? Simple answer, yes or no. And do you support all this building in Dinnington when nobody else in the area is going to get any? Northampton have managed to dump it onto us, admitted by Councillor Dalton, and she told one of us, well, we've worked at it. That's why they're not getting any. We've worked at it. Obviously, you haven't worked at it because we're getting it all.
We said what we feel about building on Greenbelt, that industrial site topic. We'll have to discuss that.
Can I just throw some in, Mr Chair, on this subject? We've already spoke to Ralph and Al, who in turn we're going to ask all your members to come back on that. But may I just add, before you do make a decision what you do, Jackie were right, they have voted against it, but let me make it clear, because you seem to have got wrong in the stick. We're not opposed to industry, we're not opposed to houses, we're not opposed to any development to make this a better place to live in, but what we are opposed to is just these developers coming, raping everything we've got, welfare, green belt, all of it, and just dumping on us because that's what them at Rotherham want. It's time we stood up and said what we want, not what they want. So I hope you can take that into consideration when you think on. Thank you.
The trouble is, I don't know how much pressure we could put to stop them building on tonic.
Well, just a simple objection would be a start, wouldn't it? In all fairness, if you carry on down the same avenue what you did before and complaining and whatever, then that'll be a start. Any additional would be absolutely fantastic.
Well, you comments will be noticeable.
Thank you very much, sir.
Right.
I want to, please, huh?
Right, Jeff.
Thank you, Chair. I think some of the people at the meeting have covered some of the points on the points. I think the first one, I've actually put 2 points in there. One's about the minutes, but I don't know whether that's going to be discussed later on in the meeting. The first one is really the sites and policies document is not on the agenda for tonight, so I wanted to make sure that the Town Council is fully aware of the proposals in the area. Who is going to put the objections in on behalf of the Town Council, because they've got to be valid planning objections. It's obviously Al's going to do it. And like David said about the industrial estate that's proposed at Tobic, if you look at it on the plan, it's roughly the same size as Tobic as a whole, which is a massive area. I was the planning inspector here last year, like Graham was, and we went out and had a look. And there were all sorts of reasons why there shouldn't be houses, etc. on there, which at the end of the day the inspector agreed with. But to suddenly come up with a, I don't know how many hectare industrial site on an area of greenbelt next to the new roundabout, which doesn't work now, but it's certainly not going to work if they build that there. And at the moment there's plenty of industrial estates unfilled down at Dinnington, which really ought to be looked at first. But my worry is that this was going to be at Maltby, and all of a sudden the planner decided that it ticks every box in an industrial estate. But if that ticks every box, then God help us, that's all I can say. And I think the Town Council should make sure that it does get its objections in before the end of the consultation, and make sure there are valid, because I think if that does go ahead, it's going to spell a lot of trouble for all these villages in this area. And the other one is really what Mr Smith said about the minutes of the last meeting. I don't think it accurately reflects that item about the council voting or not voting on the growth strategy, because I raised that question, and it says that various discussions took place around the voting by councils and on the local plan. Well, I actually think I'm a borough council myself, but that's 11, not for this area. But I think the actual borough council let the town council down because they objected to that all the way over. They agreed that they were going to object to the meeting, and they didn't. As Dave said, they sat on their hands, and there's no excuse for that. You could have quite easily put their hands up and objected. Nobody's going to shoot them for doing that, surely.
Well, the question for you, did you say then that instead of building all this industry in Toddy, you prefer to build it in Dinnington?
No, there's a site in Dinnington already developed. And that should be developed first, not some...
I think you're twisting the question there, Mr Chairman. You're twisting the question, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. He did not say that.
He said there's plenty of land in Dinnington.
No, there's plenty of land already available on Brownfield site, and the opposite the caravans, the infrastructure's already in. It's a massive thing if they can't sell it. He did not say build them in Dinnington.
So why are they going for Toddy?
Why are they going for Toddy? I don't know, but clarification, the inspector did not pass that neither.
Mr Chairman, we were all...
I'm really sorry about getting distracted by people shouting over, and actually to suggest that somebody should be shot, I think is...
Who said that?
No, no, with these it says they can't shoot them.
And I'm also getting distracted by a my eyes are not accounting from here, so if you mind, want to bring it across and we'll have a look at what it says, so that we've all got an idea. Already paid the cost, you don't see it. Just clearly want us to see it.
Have a walk across, have a walk.
We'll just take it down and make sure it's
It said about children being raped in Rotherham. That's what it says.
Right. I think you'll find, if that's, like we also read papers, we understand what's been happening, we get it. I get it, I can read Mr. Lewis.
What did you do about it? You were a councillor.
9 years, 10 years, you get nothing.
Will you pull that down in your second meeting?
No.
That's petty, that's petty.
Well, it's petty, is it? As a young girl got raped in Rotherham.
What about all the rules? Well, that was a thing.
A relevant question.
Please, Chair.
Could, when the clerk submitted the town council's objections to the various sites, could I have a copy of what you submitted, please, just for reference, that's all.
Yeah? Right. So is that that's the end of the question?
Can we just go back to my question, because I don't think you answered it properly. It was about what's the council's response to the sites and policies consultation, which means that Dinnington is going to get all the development in this area. Can you tell me, just what you think about it? Have you read it? Have you seen it?
How many people turned up to the meeting?
We just want to know what your response is, what you'd like to do about it.
Should we officially move it then? I'll move that we again, as we did with core strategy, submit our objections.
Which you will do again.
Yeah, so I think we probably need a second.
I'll second it.
Mr. Chairman,
Thank you.
can I come in, please? I'd like to make official complaint of bullying against Councillor Fowler. Bullying. Official complaint. Go official complaining.
Mr. Chairman, can I remind you that you're under a code of conduct, the RBC code of conduct, and the way you're acting, and the way you're acting at the moment is not very pleasant to members of the public regardless of the
I'm going to make progress now. That's a full meeting and go with the council.
Al, we will read if you want.
The chairman can't make comments like that to members of the public. It's disgraceful.
I know you are, what's an up to you? You were in. No, free you weren't being to get to the auditorium.
Right. Apologies for that.
Excuse me, we do have a question.
He wants to reading out in public.
Right.
We do have a question. You just said you wanted to.
Yeah, but he wants to read out in public, and I waved and said it again, but he didn't see me, sorry. Not my question. Sorry? Come on, let's read it out.
Sorry, somebody's rolled the paper up and it won't stay open. That's a bad question.
Right, yeah. This relates to an earlier question, but it's more specific. This is from the Save Our Greenbelt Dinnington Anderson Action Group. Will DTC object to the sites and policies consultation where development is proposed on Greenbelt and high quality agricultural land?
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Can we have it minuted as it's been written out, asked, please? You've got a copy, haven't you?
The questions get written out.
Yeah, as that. Thank you, Al. Thank you.
Excuse me, does that include developing on the miners' welfare? Because that's Greenbelt.
Yes.
because you've already done a deal with Kevin Barron to sell a third of it to the housing developers. Well, you have. We've got multiple witnesses, including councillors, who said at the meeting with Kevin Barron, the town council agreed to that in principle. Well, how are you objecting to building on Greenbelt then? Does that not include the miners' welfare then? Is that not Greenbelt?
That's his role, but you keep saying we agreed to it. We haven't agreed to it. I don't know where you get the information from. This council never...
Were you at that meeting? Right. So they agreed to turn a blind eye to the demolition of Park House.
All we said, it's up to the people on that committee to decide what they want. And what they decide they want, if we think it's reasonable, we'll support it. But we don't make any decision. We said we'd support them. What committee? Greenbelt.
The Greenbelt Committee?
No, nothing about it.
Well, they don't speak for all of Dinnington. Well, this is meant to be a public consultation.
We did say about consultation.
Right, so...
I'm a trustee on Brendan Island Welfare. And we have posters all over the village asking for people to come and join our group. We had it in Tesco, everywhere. Why weren't you bothered when we set the group up? As soon as you hear houses being built, everybody jumps on bandwagon. But we were up 5 years ago.
In fairness, I've turned up many times.
Yeah, I know you have. But what I'm going to say to you is, these things aren't to put Park House down. It was us as a group, Dave Smith as well, because it was a danger to children on that welfare. Anyway.
All right, I'll grant you that, but what about selling off a third of the welfare to housing developers?
Linda, come on, be fair. You know that I were asked to leave. Exactly.
This meeting wouldn't have gone ahead.
Exactly. And that's why I left.
That's right.
So I didn't agree to anything, did I? Because I weren't there.
But you've been at the meetings when we said the welfare itself, the building.
I didn't reckon but I weren't allowed to be at that meeting, so I couldn't make any agreement, I couldn't make any decision, I couldn't get any vote. So, don't bring my name into that. I'm sorry,
but at the meetings when it was discussed over.
We never discussed and we never agreed at any meeting to demolish Park House. That would agree with that meeting.
I'll get minutes then.
Well, do you mind answering my question, please? Well, how are you're saying you're going to object to developing on Greenbelt? The miners' welfare, that's Greenbelt. And you've already waived the plan through that's going to give a third of it. It doesn't matter who owns the land, it's still Greenbelt.
We'll support that. If they want it, houses on there, we'll support them. If they don't, we don't agree with it.
So it's not Greenbelt anymore if a certain local group want to build on it then?
At the meeting we agreed that we will stand by the friends of the welfare. That's what the council.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I hope you had a written agreement with Ciswo that some of the money were coming back into Dinnington. Because if you dance with the devil, you get your fingers burned.
Well, you're not dancing with nobody. What are you on about?
You've waived this. You pretty much said yourself. You've waived through this plan, which is going to see a third of the welfare given over to the housing developers. But yet you're telling me you're objecting to developing on Greenbelt. That's not a very convincing argument, Mr. Chairman. I think it's the best I'm going to get.
Right. Apologies for helping. Consider any matter that determines the circuit. No. Consider any matter which was done with open private session. Anything on the private session? No. Minutes of the meeting. How long for this? Let's go through. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3.
It says annual town council meeting.
Page 4. Page 5. I will propose it to record. All in favour? Declarations of interest. Any declarations of interest? No. Consider about the business plan for the treasurer, I think we'll talk about that. Consider and approve the following planning. Yeah, it's from the industrial estate. If you get the small corner, you turn left there. You call it industry. Go on, Ben. Right. Booking concessions and donations. To consider request to donate towards the cost of staging the Road Abbey Christmas Walk. Any proposals to donate towards the cost of that?
Can we speak up, Chair, please? Can't hear.
It's to consider request to donate towards the cost of staging the Rose Abbey Christmas Walk. Any objection? Give me go then. Right, all in favour?
Chair, can you ask everybody to speak up? We can't even hear what's going on.
Please speak up. Right, me to acknowledge the approval by the Chair of £300 to the British Legion for Remembrance Day, Baton and Wreath. The bill came in after last week, so. Okay. Only agreement? Yes. option of councillor to replace Councillor D. Walker.
Can I ask one of my questions? I sent you an email asking about it.
Yeah, I thought I summarised it in that. Just the resignation of what's it?
I just wanted to know I was apologised for making this resignation.
Yeah, his apology came in 2 weeks before the meeting. The resignation letter it was received after the agenda was issued, but it was not in the correct format, so the chair did not actually sign off on the resignation until after the last meeting. So at the time of the last meeting, he hadn't actually, his resignation hadn't actually been accepted. That's why he didn't the last meeting. It's purely time and date.
But the resignation didn't say the time.
He resigned through the clerk, whereas the councillor resigns through the chair.
But he has resigned.
So,
He's still resigned.
right, next. Anyone want to add anything to that? Yeah.
Members on what the latest situation is with that. I have received an email from Northern Borough Council today that they have received sufficient nominations from the public to request an election. So providing enough people nominate themselves, there will be an election, and the date for that will be the 18th of December. There will be a notice for nominations going out. I think it's back in this week, I can tell, but I've not received it yet. And the closing date will be the 21st of this month. What the members also need to decide on, following this email, is whether we wish the Public of Dinnington to receive poll cards, which will involve the cost to the council for around about £2,500. My recommendation as a clerk is, whilst that's a lot of money, we need to do everything we can to make sure the public of Dinnington know that this election is coming up, and what's the cost of it as well. But whether that is your decision.
Sounds like it's necessary, I suppose, but full council is it? How many nominations is it, you know?
The nominations for actually to replace Councillor Barker, they've not started that yet because the notice hasn't gone out.
Yeah. We've already started. We started today.
Well, we'll send the full council.
You do have a choice. If you don't put anybody up against it, then I'll get on and you won't have to hold an election.
That is correct.
Right,
This is standard, will not be an election.
Your choice.
So,
So you won't have to have polling cards.
Yeah, Council rules propose we send them out, seconded. All in favour?
You did.
To review and approve. To review and approve updated standing orders and new St John's Council policy regarding recording, filming of meetings. Any comments on the effective recording? Or no? Any comments regarding the filming?
just so members of the public are aware, standing orders, the only slight amendment is that the policy is in line, is that paragraph, where is it? 3L. We already had it in that meetings could be recorded and filmed. The slight amendment is that providing it is in accordance with the separate council policy. That council policy is a separate document that is in line with the policy advised by the National Association of Local Councils and by the Yorkshire Local Council Association. It's in line with standards, so it's just a formality where words have been changed to make it Dinnington Town Council rather than a generic document. That's all.
Everybody happy with that? Close it, we accept it? Thank you. Right. So we vote on that. Everybody in favour? Anybody against? Right, discuss participation in RMBC's winter partnership scheme. I think last year, did you have something to do with it, Jackie?
I've been involved by the Wales meeting and partnering with a group of residents on Leicester Road, getting them signed up for it. So, yeah, I'm not actually, so we've got around the training for us.
We've actually had a little bit of info about this and new process at the moment to sign some work. We've had a training, etc.
Is that what I just said? About the one that's
I've signed up for it.
So where have we got your training from? Yeah, like,
It came out this week.
So might that be a good thing if we could get him to come out to other yeah, and he will.
We do need a covered place where you can have the salt and stuff. It's got to be covered. That's what we've got. We supply plugs.
I think Tony and Alan have volunteered to do all this, is that right?
We wrote it about 3 years ago. They took them on the every year.
Helen, Tony, is that viable, storing salt in with your presence?
Yes,
Yeah.
Right, pause it. Second it. All in favour?
How about the guy coming out, we can arrange different groups to go out to us? I think this council might be a good one for having them come see what, see us.
Right. Old New Cemetery, Lake. To approve the purchase of Lake promotional posters and leaflets.
I'd like to try and raise the profile of the lyric a little bit more than it currently is. I think it's a great deal of population needs to don't even know that it exists at the moment, but it can function as. Promotional activities can cost a lot of money, but on a low level, I'd like to print a load of A5 flyers that can be handed out left in the resource centre, left here, and put out at events. Have a big poster that will fill one side of the major advertising board outside there, and a couple of posters that can be put up as well, just to try and start lifting the profile of this place to try and increase its usage. I've got 3 quotes. The best one that's come in to print 5,000 leaflets that will last us a couple of years. The poster for the big signage board was 2,500. away foot posters is £375 plus VAT, and that includes doing all the hard work as well.
Can I just add to that? I think we did speak about the advertisement on the side of the vehicles, what the cemetery staff use.
Alright.
Whether it be something like a magnetic thing where you can take off and advertise different things. I mean, I don't know if it's new vehicle and that, so I don't know how viable that is.
Okay.
But it's right around Dinnington quite a bit, isn't it? So it's advertising itself.
Would that be possible?
Not magnetic, no.
No.
Because it's aluminium body on it.
Yeah, we have it on the old one.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, that were fastened on with like
Rivets.
rivets. Oh, yeah, we're going to the
So,
I thought anyway.
do we approve this purchase of the leaflets? Seconded? All in favour? Right, consider the latest information on possible CCTV installation and decide any future action.
Is this one what Rob's now?
When is this?
No, this is CCTV to be installed in the cemetery. This has gone bigger on fuels, and just to bring people up to speed, it's following not only a couple of break-ins at the cemetery, damage to the front gates and thefts from the children's graves. I've now received 3 quotes. One wasn't suitable, we couldn't even be bothered to visit the place, never mind provide anything that was workable in their quote. 2, we did visit and saw the requirements first hand. One quote was for 3,400, I think it was, but the quote much over 2,400 plus VAT to install 4 cameras that will work day and night to cover the major areas of the entrance gates, the children's grave area, and to cover the areas of the cemetery where they have accessed in the past. They've come over a hall near Walnut Drive, across the cemetery to get towards the compound where vehicles are stored, and the 4 cameras will be positioned on the admin block that will cover that particular area to work at night with a recording facility, which I think is 28 days recording. It will be in the office of the cemetery. For the cheapest and best quote is £2,400 plus
Alan and Tony, you up for it? Second.
I said, I'll propose that we put the lowest quote, because we don't need it.
Yeah.
As you know, I've mentioned this a few times.
Anybody second? Move for it.
Just in terms of how it, would it be in CCTV equipment? Is that something we can capitalise on as capital and revenue?
I was the council, I think it's compromised, but I'll check with you, council.
Consider the requirements for a skip. Oh, did you vote on that one? Vote it. Any objections? Consider requirements for a skip at the cemetery. Councillor Scott.
Yeah, can I ask why there's no skips permanently in the cemetery line? It was passed with this council sometime last year that that wasn't there permanently. And we even talked about some type of screening to screen the skip off. And it just seems as though we've just forgot all about it. The rocks and piling up. It's looking messy.
In terms of permanent skip, I'll be honest, I'm not aware of a permanent skip. I was thought it was on an as required basis.
Well, it had a skip, so the rubbish could be put straight into the skip.
We're talking about general rubbish or
That's one of the grapes.
well, what was also approved was at some point before I arrived was to build a fence around the compound, which would include areas where such rubbish could be put to store properly. And I'm looking over it, so that's the correct part of the design, wasn't it? Yeah. That quote's back in from today, but it's not on the agenda. I can't vote. I'm not voting for it. I'm going to get the quotes back in today. In terms of the permanent skip, that's its cost. Without looking back, I don't know.
a skip, you've still got to get a skip to put the rubbish in. They don't charge you for a skip there all the time. You can have it there as long as you want. They only charge you for the price of the skip.
Yeah, but is it not something that we use? Is the...
We do reuse, we do recycle quite a bit.
But most of it's just left there, it's in a pile and it was a mess. You can straight away put it in a skip, it was away.
Yeah.
You're not actually saving any money by not having a skip there. They don't want to charge you for a skip for it being there. They don't charge for the length of time you have it.
Appreciate that. Is there a need to spend the money around there anyway? That's the question.
But if the rubbish has got to be moved, why not have a skip there permanently to go straight in?
Yeah, but we use it, can't we?
We don't always use it.
What we do when it's necessary, we usually need a lot of it when it's necessary. That's why building the screen would probably be a lot better than actually a skip.
Screen itself.
That's what I said. I know that was proposed, that's what's been proposed against exactly that.
And what else, Alan, do we have to move rubbish?
There's approximately about 60 tonne there,
It's
believe
over
it
the
or
last
not.
20 years, and it's just built up to a state that we can't do anything with it now.
So
It does all
It
these
actually
clean
needs
out.
to be removed and then a skip put there.
would it be better to have a skip there permanent?
Yeah.
Once it's all played out, yeah.
Clean out first.
Sorry.
I was going to suggest that we haven't got quotes for the screening off, hopefully I would imagine that's going to be at the next meeting, that we refer this matter and have a look at it as a whole issue at the next meeting.
Everybody in agreement? Yes. Okay. Councillor Scott?
Yeah.
To provide an update to the members on storage options for the roster.
Answer the question from Councillor Scott, I'll answer it. At the moment, the rostra is being stored in that area there on a temporary basis. To provide a permanent storage solution is a little more challenging and complex. One of the things I'm working on in the background is a proposal to try and refurbish this place where we can put proper storage, permanent, long-term in place. That's just one of the things that will be considered as part of that. It is a long-term project, so it's only a short-term temporary solution. However, we can't store it behind us anymore under the stage due to health and safety concerns that were raised by our health and safety manager. So, in the short term, until such refurbishment may or may not happen, if we want to continue to store it in that area there, if the members wish me to look into possibly screening it off so it looks a little bit tidier, and see if we can have some low level expense to be able to do that. That's one option. To store it at the secretary, because of the lifting that went off on the back of the trailer, was a duration and a waste of the maintenance team's time as well, for the time we needed. So that is my, I recommend is the best solution in the shorter term. However, it's a member's decision.
Anybody before we do this in the shorter term? I must say this has been ongoing for a long time. And I think
It will mention Sunday night, Sunday last week, and the British Legion was here. A lot of people commented about it looking a mess.
Yeah.
And the whole room there, that's what will make for the no make to a person. And it's a disgrace, it will mention on last Sunday.
Okay.
so screen it off and
Is that the proposal to screen?
So are you saying it fits where those chairs are in the screen now? So you talk about it.
So, well, excuse, can I just jump in
Is it by
on
those
this?
screens? We have to do that.
Oh,
You can't do that. You can't screen off that.
that's named after somebody. You can't screen that off when it's named after somebody who served this council quite well.
That's named after somebody at the back.
Excuse me, that's named after Councillor Leonard Milner.
What have I got applied? I'm sorry, no, we haven't got permission to speak.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I've asked if I can speak.
Does anybody wish to speak?
It's Milner Lounge, that.
No,
Always
no,
been
no,
Milner.
But it's only a temporary measure.
No.
Sort of stare out.
where we sit down.
Yeah, that's
That man served this council for 12 years.
No, it's a temporary measure. I mean, is there an alternative? You give us an alternative.
That's not my job to find an alternative. The thing is, that was named after someone who served this council, and it shouldn't be covered up.
Point is.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
That's what it sounds like. Somebody like that.
Sorry, can we speak up? I can't hear what you're saying.
We do have a partner who provides health and safety advice. And health and safety advice is that it cannot be stored underneath there anymore because of the injury that the team was sustaining when they actually drag it out and then put it back in.
Yeah, I
We've
understand
also
that.
had treatment to low-level asbestos down there, so we don't want that knocking and disturbing. To screen that area off would be a short-term move.
How short term? Because I think it's discussing that you've named something after somebody and you want to cover it up.
You're saying about this one because it's named after somebody, but you're going to do this one that's named after somebody.
We're not actually supposed to store in that lounge there because of the fire hazard of the open plan wooden staircase. So that should be...
Well, can we have the plaque moved to somewhere more prominent?
We are pushed for storage at the moment. It's just a solution.
The people of Dinnington still remember that man, as Councillor Wardle will.
Why don't we ask the former councillor's son, who has just spoke on it, to suggest where he'd like his dad's plaque to go?
No, that's Steve.
I just said, it'd be a nice suggestion if we ask you, the son of the former councillor we're talking about, to suggest where you'd like your dad's plaque put.
Well, I'd like it out.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to make a suggestion where to put it.
I have no idea where to put it, Steve, to be honest with you. It's the lounge that was named after.
Yeah, no, so he wants to stay there.
What's objective?
You said you'd like it in a prominent position.
Yeah.
To be moved.
If you want to use that as a storage, just move it on that
pillar there.
Yeah, which is where it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so if we move in that plaque, we'll have temporary cover for that. Everybody agree with that? Propose it?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Propose it? Second? All you agree with it? Right,
I've just seen that replacement theatre members started Sunday SLA just sort of training class.
Oh, right.
So it's curious.
to consider to approve replacing the theatre manager's phone with a new phone on the St John's contract at £17 plus VAT.
The reason this is an issue is because there are the phone that we purchased for the theatre manager is proving extremely unreliable, missing calls, emails, which is resulting in missed potential bookings for this place. It's the phone that's the issue. So my proposal is we upgrade the phone and put it onto the same contract that myself and the business manager is on. Currently, the theatre manager, if it makes 30 related calls, is using his DRC phone. And you can't pick up email on that one as well, related to that, so that's why I propose that. And it is the lowest price contract available. So that's my proposal.
Anybody propose it? We accept it? Second? All in favour? Anybody against? Right, last one, to approve street trimming at Coronation Park.
Can I, this was raised by me, can I ask that this is deferred to the next meeting because there have been developments since the agenda was put. There's a disparity between the property where the trees are, overhanging and the trees that you're saying, the property on the top.
We'll defer that for more information. Right, monthly accounts. comments?
Yeah, just because it's been mentioned in previous meetings, the whole issue of the is still ongoing. The team took a reading of letters which was adopted with more empowered on their end going on in the process of not only requesting a face-to-face meeting with them, but also to review the contract. Well, we're not on the contract with them, so we want to get it onto the best deal possible if they can't with anything decent, which hopefully will vastly reduce, if not halve, our standing charge of what we hope for, then we will go elsewhere. Because their customer service, as well as their capability, has been really quite poor. This goes to the council.
Any comments on the account? Mr. Proven? All in favour? Any against? Right. Christmas Festival. Update members, costs of new illumination, advise capital expenditure and seek approval.
The Christmas Festival Committee made a decision to renew the street decorations that we have. The current ones are quite old and need a repair. When we balanced out how much it would cost for new ones against repairing the old ones and maintaining them, we took the decision to go ahead and try and source some new illuminations. We've had various quotes in, and the one that we've accepted and put forward is Blashair, which is a company who are doing most of the town councils and parish councils around Rotherham, and indeed Rotherham Borough Councils as well. It's a 3-year contract. Before we can go ahead with this, we would have to have the posts in the high street in Dinnington on Lawton Road adapted, but it's its own small meter, and then we would be charged electricity by our RMBC, just on the meterage that we use when the lights are on. So we've got 18 posts altogether running from down from New Street up towards Falcon Square. The lights that have been decided on are quite large ones. They're actually 2 metres high by 1.35 metres wide, and they're plain bright white lights. They are LED as well, so the electricity we will use is hopefully going to be less because they're more energy efficient. Unfortunately, the adaptation for each post that's got to be done, we would like the committee to authorise to be capitalised to come out of the capital budget. The then yearly costs after that, there will be a yearly cost to put the lights up, and it will be Blashair and store the lights off site for us, bring them in, put them up, make sure they're all okay, and then at the end of the periods, they will take them down and store them for us again.
Do we own these lights or rented?
No, they're rented, it's a contract. Yeah, it was too expensive to purchase them. The ones that we've got are refurbished ones, so it's still expensive, but it is basically the going rate what the parish councils pay. You know, we're not. Yeah.
And are we getting rid of our old lights, or are we utilising them somewhere else?
Or we start with some more.
Yeah. We've put the better ones up this year. The team have put them on this year. I think they have sifted through the better ones and put those up. So we're looking to try and do it on a rolling basis to keep the ones that we've got. But at the moment, we've gone for this 3-year contract. So the street will be lit up on the really large posts from New Street up to Falcon Square. There'll also be a Christmas tree in a 15-foot high Christmas tree in Falcon Square facing the Royal restaurant as well.
We'll start putting lights up tomorrow.
Tomorrow night we're expecting to be on, and the team from Blashair to be along London Road tomorrow night about 7 o'clock. They'll be installed ready for the Christmas festival on 26th of November on Wednesday night if you don't like to.
Okay, do we approve these? Yeah.
How much is it going to cost?
How much is it going to cost? Good question. It's 3,000, just under 3,500 for the first year, a bit more for the second year, 500, nearly just under 4,000 for the second year, and just under 4,000 for the third year. It goes up slightly because it's the storage costs. We don't obviously pay storage this year because they're delivered here. So it's when they take them down and put them come away. So overall, we're about just under £4,000 for year 2 and 3 each. And then this year's will be 3,500 plus the 3,600 that we hope we can capitalise from the capital budget, which won't come out of the full budget. So this all falls within the Christmas Festival budget, which is an amount allocated to the Christmas Festival Committee. So we're hopefully, based on the fact that we have a budget of 7,000, but the 1,500 credit that we've had back from NPower will come into our budget as well, because that's where the electricity has been paid out of over the past years, so it's a credit to us. So this year we've got 8,500 to spend. But obviously we pay for advertising and various other things.
Everybody have heard that? Is there so we went to vote on this? So, told you we can get this? Yeah. Yeah. Seconded. All in favour? Against? C. To ratify approval for the purchase of DTC.
We don't have an answer.
So we purchase 2 and do all the resources with the car from the bike on Christmas Festival.
Christmas Festival.
Towards the billboard, yeah. So we would actually put the donations, collection box on the festival day. We'll do a box outside.
So everybody have heard that? All in favour? Against? Voting proposal. Okay. Against? Seconded?
Chair, could I just speak on this?
Everybody agree with it?
Thank you. I'd just like to thank the clerk. I couldn't get to the meeting where about the defibrillators, but I'm pleased to see that I think it's 3 that you're going to supply, is that right? Throughout the building?
As the council's just said, it's 2 initially, then a third.
Then a third part. So as I said, I'd like to congratulate you. We've finally got there, I must admit, and although I'm going to try and take credit for this, I think you've done well to get to, and I think you've actually set the standard for the rest of us to try and match, because we've only got one at Anston, and I think we need some more, so it's good to see that they're going in. Do you have a date when you think they'll be installed?
Honest answer is no. However, now the clue has been given by the members, I'll be straight onto it tomorrow. I've got an email in again today who's giving me an update on the cost of the purchase, so we're ready to press the button.
Thank you for letting me update, but if you keep me updated, that'd be great. Thank you.
Right, roll. Then Councillor Wells. No. Right, 13. Running fire. Issue 2 is still.
I'll just give you an update on this one. This is a repair to the Falcon Cross Memorial. The information board was badly damaged. We've now sourced the original artwork and the order has gone out to get that replaced. So that should be corrected in the next couple of weeks. Issue 3 is proposed.
Proposed for any objection to Councillor Jackson's speech?
No, Mr. Jackson. It's just on the cross. I noticed after they took the cross, the flag, after they took it away, I think that was put on by RMBC, there was a red cone on the top of it. I don't know whether they designed to put their by accident or by design, but that's gone. I think I've seen it somewhere along Nursery Road the other day, so it's obviously gone into travel. Could I ask if the council staff can put something over the top of that, just to protect it, because I've got a feeling that as it's open, it's going to get, not only going to get water, but it might get...
That was our team that did that, to just try and do exactly like that, he's got to walk about, as you say.
Yeah, you just want something over the top, just to stop anybody pushing anything down, any water getting inside it.
I'll have a chat and see what we can see.
Just a temporary cover, thank you.
I'll just speak on issue 5 if I can. Issue 5 is the Freedom of Information Act from the Greenbelt Group. Freedom of Information request, sorry. This request is with the Information Commissioner's Office. The Information Commissioner's Office replied to the appeal, and it was clear that they were not happy with RMDC's response to that, and they gave us a couple of options of what to do with the Freedom of Information request. As the original request for that information came from the Greenbelt Group, it was referred back to them, and their preference was for the Freedom of Information Officer, the Information Commissioner's Office, to continue with their investigations with Rotherham Borough Council. So it is back with the Information Commissioner's Office, and we're awaiting a reply from them. So, in a nutshell, it's still ongoing.
Right, that's the end of the meeting, ladies and gentlemen. The next meeting. It's 8th of December. Carry on, agenda item for the clock by 2 p.m. on 22nd of November. December meeting is
27th of November. That's the Thursday. It's the meeting next week is the Thursday.
We'll be all ready on the clock as well. Right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll zoom in on you.